I'm going to admit that works better if I press the go live button.
So there's 3 big chili shakes and 1 regular fries. Okay, so we'll have those to you in a moment.
So what just happened then, viewers, if you're watching, was I pressed the intro button and forgot to press the go live button. So we all saw the intro and none of you.
We were there dancing away.
Is anyone else watching, or are they all watching Line of Duty?
Oh,
no, we have a fair portion of their viewers here with us this evening.
In an indirectly related thing, we'll get to the introduction and stuff in a minute. Before the pandemic struck, there was a Sunday in work when I got to work and I went into the shop and I turned on all the lights and I got in and sat there and I thought, this is a quiet Sunday. And it got to 3:30 and I thought, I've not seen anybody all day. And at that point, I realised I hadn't unlocked the front door of the shop. I'd locked it behind me and hadn't unlocked it to let any actual customers in. And it took me from 11 till 3 to realise that I'd essentially locked everybody out the store.
Standing work, sir. That's loafing of the first degree.
If my area manager is watching, I'm very sorry. Right. So good evening.
You'd get a commendation for original thinking.
Absolutely.
Right. Good evening. Welcome to Let's Talk Trek, the UK's premier Saturn Sunday night web talk along show thing. What a week. Have we been?
Open.
We're in better moods this week.
Yeah.
My daughter's been asleep for a solid hour at this point. I've actually had some prep time.
Ooh.
See, I'm not dying from having had my vaccine. Carl is not just hating everybody, and Richard seems more Richardy.
That's a big glass.
Since 12 o'clock.
Wow. Okay, so I suppose the show is called Let's Talk Trek. So let's do.
You have a woman's glass.
Let's do something that's not even Trek related.
Well, good evening, dear viewer. And this evening's cocktail is called the USS Melbourne. For this cocktail, you will require the fakey, shaky, cakey, fakey, shaky, shaker. Ice in there. You'll need ice in there. It's got to be a chilled drink. Be ready for this. 3 very straightforward ingredients. No, 2 straightforward ingredients and 1 enormously complicated ingredient that you need the present Mrs. Dillon to make for you earlier in the day. They are as follows. 1 part whiskey. I obviously only use the proper stuff that they make in Ireland.
Good man. Good man. That's the best whiskey. It's the only whiskey that I drink when I'm ill.
Right. So according to the present Mrs. Dillon's instructions, 30 milliliters. So that's just over 1 shot. Smidge more in here.
That was a very big pour for an extra 5.
Yeah, that was a very big smidge.
Okay. Right. The next item is jus de limon. Here's some that I preserved from yesterday morning when I made pancakes.
Is that lemon juice?
Lemon juice, yes. About 10 milliliters, slightly over, 10 milliliters of jus de limon on this occasion. There we go. And then your secret magic ingredient is this viscous-looking substance here. This is a combination of honey and Chinese 5-spice.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's got you going, hasn't it?
That's got me going.
Honey and Chinese 5 spice. Because I'm using a small measure, it's more like honey and 1 1/4 spice. Shaky.
Dave, you could, in your comments, please, dear viewer, put an emoji as to what you think James's face will look like once he samples.
Pour it into your woman's glass.
Just please remember we are a Star Trek show, so how is the Star Trek related and what episodes should we be watching whilst we drink
I'm
it?
glad you asked me that, Richard. You should be watching Best of Both Worlds, Part 1 and 2, in which William Riker is offered the command of the USS Melbourne, which is destroyed in that very battle, although you don't see it on screen.
So parts 1 and 2 for a 2-part cocktail. I like it.
2-part cocktail.
Is this meant to have ice in it?
No, you're meant to make it over ice. And what it's actually called is, if you're looking for it, the Melbourne CBD.
Let's have a look at some of these.
Before you sip it, James, we have had a couple of people put their emojis in as to what your facial reaction is going to be upon sampling said cocktail.
Oh, can I do my emoji, please? Hang on.
Well,
I'll do my emoji for him.
There's quite a range there, isn't there?
Let's see who was right.
I'll do my James emoji for tomorrow in our group chat.
It has something of a bouquet.
And our winner is...
Oh, Jesus. Mary, Joseph, and the wee donkey.
I think our closest winner was Megan.
I think Megan won that one. Yeah.
This was a good idea.
No, don't forget.
It might grow on me.
Oh, yes.
Can we have a quick hello to everyone in the comments? It's lovely to see everyone tuning in to see us
there's
again.
the lemon juice. Oh, man.
Hello
James,
to Joe,
if
Nadine,
you wish,
Al,
we
Megan.
will allow you for one time only to wash it down with more whiskey.
Whoever thought of putting Jameson's and 5 Spice in the same glass, for goodness sake?
I know. Let's make my whiskey taste like Chinese takeaway.
Don't forget the honey.
God, it's
Don't forget the honey, mummy. Honey monster.
All right,
remember
Pooh Bear,
spelling
calm down.
Right, okay.
It's probably been picked up by Operation U Tree, knowing everything I loved from the 70s.
I thought you said you'd been picked up and I got really worried then.
Well, at least I can defend myself.
Wow.
Who wants to see my J.J. Abrams special effect?
Oh, me,
I'll
please.
get some sunglasses.
You ready?
Ah! What, Joe? Why? You've just
You saw what happened, Joe.
Wants to experience what you're experiencing.
She wants it to be an interactive show.
I mean, look, I've still got some honey and 5 Spice mixture left.
A day to snort it.
What's 5 Spice mixture used for normally? Does anyone? Can anyone?
Chinese.
Seasoning Chinese food when you cook at home.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
So basically, it makes your normal food taste like Chinese.
Yeah.
Richard demonstrating his knowledge of the kitchen here.
If you use it for Oriental style cuisine, it will add a touch of authenticity.
How
I normally
politically correct? How politically correct are you? Oriental style cuisine. Me and Carl. Yeah, if you throw it in the Chinese, it tastes like Chinese. Then.
Well, yeah.
I chuck in
It's
some
called
blue dragon.
Chinese 5 Spice.
Do you know what? That's kind of growing on me.
No, don't. No.
Stick to caffeine tonight. Of course, Megan's training to be a nurse. You and caffeine will become very good friends.
Absolutely.
You know what? I love the fact that I am actually not drinking tonight. I'm not working tomorrow because it's a bank holiday. I should probably be drinking, to be fair.
You should.
12 o'clock. Yes. Tomorrow.
I heard you went and caused some sort of fight on a football pitch in all kinds today.
Actually, I was supposed to be in a football fight. It's a long story, but I was supposed to be in a football fight on Saturday, but the other team cancelled and didn't turn up.
Oh.
It was yeah, nasty. Well, from the last game, it carried over, but hey, there we go.
Is this where we had to get James to come and defend you?
Well, luckily, when it all kicked off at their end, one of our coaches is actually a policeman. So when there was an investigation, everything's like, well, yeah.
My client is guilty of nothing more than yeah.
Right, just very quickly. Apparently, Oriental is very non-PC.
Really?
What you meant to say?
Far East? Can you say Far East?
Oh no, that's very discriminatory against the Far West.
It's just like I know quite a few Oriental people, and they've never told me that's. Yeah.
Right, should we do some actual show?
Well, we're not here to pander to people. Let's carry on.
Let's carry on. Right, so normally we do collect.
Oh, James, that's one in the wood right there.
Bravo, sir.
Bravo.
East Asian apparently is what we're meant to go with.
Is it? There's a question mark.
Well, the only Far Eastern people that get annoyed when they get that I've met, because I've done a lot of martial arts, so I've met a lot of Koreans and Chinese and Japanese. The only people who get really touchy about it are the Japanese, and they are pretty much the most racist people on the planet. So that's kind of fair enough.
Oh, sounds like Joe's been to a compulsory re-education course.
Yes, indeed. Right, so let's move quickly on. I'm amazed that when it comes to offending people, it's not been me tonight, which is this is just such a turn up for the books.
The night is young.
The night is younger. Let's move on then. It is Collectible Corner, but not because Carl has decided that he's had enough Collectible Corner for a little bit and he wants to move on.
No, that's not quite true. I've not decided I've had enough. I'm just doing something a little different this week, so we might chop and change here and there.
Diversifying. Ooh. So let's do Diversifying Corner.
So I've been looking forward to this.
Yes. Well, don't get too excited because it's not started yet. This is a sneak preview. So
there is one light.
There is. And it's
there are two lights.
So, what I thought I'd do, dear viewer, is show you. You may or may not be familiar with the new Build It Yourself Enterprise D Partworks kit from Eagle Moss. Eventually, after much turmoil, I did start getting my shipments through, and I now have, let's see, the first 3 shipments have arrived. So I'm in a position now where I'm quite comfortable to start building this and showing it you along the way. I'm just going to do a little bit every couple of weeks. So I thought I'd just give you this week a quick overview of the bits that I've got so far.
Yeah, that actually looks really lovely, just set out like that. I'm looking at it thinking I really wish I'd subscribe to this just for that. It looks lovely all laid out. It looks brilliant.
It's probably, Joe, one of these drinks that tastes the same on the way back up. Yeah.
Get the same experience.
Liam says it looks complicated.
Well, the binder at the side of the screen there, we've got in there the Build It issues, and it comes in, nice little bite-sized packs. Each of those little plastic wallets and packs that you can see there is a single issue of the build. Goes through step by step. I won't show you that now. Like I say, this is just an overview. But I'll go into a bit more detail very briefly each week as to what each pack contains, and so you can see it coming together. But yeah, it's the actual thing itself, though, this is the surprising bit. If you do consider subscribing to this, be warned. Now, my audio is going to go a bit low here because I'm away from the mic, but this is the size of my hands. Okay.
Wow,
And
the perspective is blowing my mind.
this is the poster that comes with issue 1 that is the actual size of the model.
Wow.
So it's going to be a beast. I believe it's about 70 centimeters long and 50 centimeters wide once it's constructed fully.
I really wish I'd subscribed to this now.
You still can. It's not too late.
How is Javi?
Yeah. You can still go ahead to Eagle Moss's site and order this. There have been a couple of delays because there was such big demand for it, but it does seem that they've started getting everything shipped out now fairly regularly. And it's 120 issue part work. Personally, I went for the 3 month at a time subscription, which is about £125 every 3 months.
I would like to, at this point, say I admire your confidence that our show will be going long enough to see it completed.
Absolutely. We now have something to aim for. We have some longevity.
Right. I just want to address one of the comments. Nadim says it looks complicated. I learned very early on in TNG that the Enterprise D was not a complex machine. It was maintained by a blind man and a child. So, in complexity for putting it back together, it's not that bad. Moving on.
Do you remember an early season 1 episode where Geordie and Worf are in a room that's described as a sensor suite, and they're doing some maintenance, and Worf goes up to a panel, and he prods at a panel with some little probe thing, and he gets all this lightning through him, and he goes like, "Arr!" It's the worst acting you've ever seen Michael Dorn do. Go back and have a look at it.
I think I remember that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
think it is. It's the one where Picard gets turned into an energy being.
So
that's exactly the same face that Michael Dorn made at DSTB when someone offered him a steak.
Was it perchance, James? Bizarrely enough, in this image that's in the latest issue from.
So,
and
Carl,
that's the same face he made when he was offered a steak at DSTL.
Let's go through some of the questions that are coming through and on the comments. Firstly, where are you going to display this when it's done?
I haven't decided yet.
You've got to get a big Perspex lit case, and it's got to be pride of place down in your bar, surely.
Absolutely.
Well, okay, next up, 120 parts. Is that 10 years? Is it one episode a month? Or
I think it's 3 years.
It works out to be in what, about 2.5 years, maybe just less?
Yeah.
It's an issue a week, isn't it?
Yeah.
But shipped out monthly.
Shipped out monthly, and you get 4 issues at a time.
What's the total cost, Joe says?
Can I just stop there and just interject with some common sense? They've released a weekly magazine that they're going to ship out monthly.
Yeah.
I didn't think they'd make a monthly one. They thought they'd make it. It's just me.
It doesn't sound quite as bad when you say a tenner a week, though, does it?
Sorry, I know common sense has no place on this program, and I apologise for it.
Yes, what the hell are you doing?
So yes, that's some of the questions. What's the total cost to buy it in total, Carl?
Well, like I say, it's 120 issues at roughly £10 a piece, so 1,200 quid.
I'm glad my wife isn't listening to this and has found out I've subscribed to this.
I'm very fortunate. My better half's very forgiving of these things.
Let's all just take 2 quick seconds to wave to Mrs. Dillon. Moving on.
We'll take 2 seconds to wave goodbye to James.
I don't know what you're on about.
Do you know you can order the? In all seriousness, I really wanted to get this. I've got a perfect spot for it in my office that would look beautiful on. It's cloaked, Mrs. Dillon. But you can buy an art. You can buy it already, put an order in for an artisan to build it for you, kind of ready made, for not a lot more than the cost.
Do that, though? Isn't the fun of these things to build
There
them
must
yourself?
be. You must be able to get a warehouse. You must be able to get a warehouse deal. These model making companies must be able to get a warehouse deal from them. But you can already get an artisan built one for not a huge amount more. But let me stress that will in no way be as much fun as the fun.
Well, that's it. It's all about the piecing it together, isn't it? And
exactly, yeah.
you know,
And
it's a
reading the magazines
full
every
model
week.
as well.
So
It's learning to re-love the ship, isn't it? The way
Yeah.
you said ship there, didn't you? Just checking.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. Right. Thank you very much for your building the Enterprise, not building anything feature.
It does give us the chance to get Andrew Probert on at some point and ask him about designing the Enterprise D, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yes. Well, the three of us, yes. You're obviously never allowed back on the show again, so. Can I suggest Moonpig? They do very good apology cards.
If you're any good at... Oh, well, that's the beauty of it, because it's so simple in instructions. From what I've seen of it, it's just a little screw here and clip a bit in there and stuff. So it is for very much the layman build and not for sort of like pro experienced builders, from what I can tell so far. But we'll find out as I actually start to build it.
We're talking IKEA, not Argos level.
Yeah.
And dear Joe Pell, this would be a lovely gift from your husband for you on a weekly basis. You know, nothing says I love you quite like Enterprise D on a weekly delivered.
Yeah.
Just saying, Ben.
I love you like an Enterprise model that ends up this big.
Oh, do you know what? Even better than a Perspex case if you got some of that model wire and hung it from the ceiling, but ran a current through the wire so you could still light it up. Oh, that'd look beautiful, wouldn't it? That really would. Be a pain in the ass. Dust it.
Go the full 6-footer like they had at Page's Bar.
Ooh.
Right, let's move on to our next feature. Otherwise, time is going to get away from us. It is a feature-rich show tonight, which means I've got to find the button to press. This one.
Well, good evening, dear viewer. Welcome once again to Stampity Stamp meets Blankety Blank. First of all, do we have... Oh, hang on. Do we have a digitized stamp?
Just whilst the stamp is up there, if anyone in the audience wants to play Blankety Blank, now's the time to say.
I think we actually have our two contestants for this week, because I believe that the present Mrs. Dillon and Joe Pellerow are going to play.
Oh!
Claire was. I'm not sure she's going to now.
So here's your stamp, dear viewer. We'll come back to the stamp at the end of Blankety Blank and see if you can guess who it is. Do remember that it could be anybody, but is likely to be someone either British or who is a captain based upon the Royal Mail stamp issue. Now, so do we have our Blankety Blank players ready with us? Joe and Claire, are you there? Give us a sign.
Give us an emoji.
I really wish a hand reached over and slapped James around the head then. That would have been beautiful.
While we're waiting for a sign, we'll go over the rules of Blankety Blank again. So I'm going to read to each of our contestants one question. They will try to...
Sorry.
They will try to guess an answer which matches with as many of our panel, who are the three gentlemen to my... left.
There's a gentleman. Where?
One's gone.
Oh,
as possible. Depending on who has the most matches, we'll go through to the super match game. And if we have a draw, as we had last week when nobody scored any matches at all, we'll go to a head-to-head. And then we'll probably just toss a coin for it. But okay, right. So I'll do this first question for the present Mrs. Dillon. So listening closely. I suppose I should show some favoritism here. Which questions do you likely to know? You'll like this one. This is a bit recursive. Here we go. Right. Geordie's dating history was so bad, he went on a dating site and got blankety blank.
Blankety blank.
Yes. Don't forget, Sir Richard, the blankety blank theme, the thinking music. Hello.
Blankety blank. Blankety blank. Blankety blank. Blankety blank. Blankety blank.
Have you forgot to cue up the music?
Blankety blank.
Blankety blank. Right. Okay. Do all the panel have an answer?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Mrs. Dillon, the question was this: Geordie's dating history was so bad he went on a dating site and got blankety blank. What have you got for us?
Richard.
Right, hang on.
We've got to wait for Claire's answer.
Can you repeat? Oh,
She answered.
Can you repeat it, please, James?
Geordie's dating history was so bad he went on a dating site and got blankety blank.
We're looking for a two-part answer.
Mm.
Is this supposed to be a real answer? Yes, of course it's supposed to be a real answer. Do you think this is some sort of sham show?
A flim flam?
This is the greatest British
Let the rat out, answer.
Come on.
We are going to be BAFTA nominated. Because what we learned this week is apparently anyone gets BAFTA nominated.
I'm not certain what a BAFTA is, but I'm not sure I want it.
Do we have an answer?
Yes.
Not
Right.
at all.
So, the question was this: Geordie's dating history was so bad he went on a dating site and got. Can we see it?
Come on, Claire.
Mrs. Dillon to...
Maybe she can just shout up the stairs.
Joe's confused.
Well, Joe, don't be confused. Your question's coming up later. Be confused then. Come on, Claire.
Maybe
Where's
that's
your
Claire's
answer?
answer. Maybe Geordie was so bad he went on a dating app and he got confused.
Has she responded? Has she sent us anything?
I don't know.
Okay. So he
Right,
got,
okay,
I don't know. I didn't
okay,
go
let's
for that.
go to the panel then, see if we get any matches. So, Richard?
Okay, so Geordie went on a dating site and he got a blind date. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I was so tempted to put the same.
Far better than what I'd got. Dan, what have you got for us?
Julie went on a dating site and got a targeted advert for an Enterprise D model for £1,250.
Okay, I don't think Claire was going to guess that one. Carl?
Stood up.
Right. And, what's ironic is that when I drafted that question, the answer I had in mind is precisely what's happened here. No matches. So, all right. Well, let's go to Joe. Joe, if you're ready, here's your question. I was so bored last night, I watched blank on TV. I was so bored last night, I watched blank on TV. Let us know, Joe, when you have an answer for us.
A big shout out, by the way, to eBay, who have just texted me and said, while you're on your show, you've just missed out on the thing you've been bidding on all day. It's just finished. So thanks for that, eBay. Really do appreciate you telling me I've missed out on my item.
What was it?
Doesn't matter.
Is it an adult item?
Okay, right. Joe, do you have an answer for us?
Yes.
I was so bored last night, I watched blank on TV.
Spot on.
Well, what's your answer, Joe? You can't just tell us you got an answer. You have to tell us what the answer is.
I thought got on with the show.
This feature is so amazing.
It's like she's not seen blankety blank.
Star Wars.
Can we have it?
What's your answer, Joe?
Use the keyboard.
Have you ever been in a restaurant with your wife and asked her to decide what she wants to eat? This is kind of like this.
There's the answer. Right, Discovery. Okay, I was so bored last night. I watched Discovery on TV. Sir Richard, what do you have for us? Bing! Oh, bing! That's a match. Dan.
We have a match.
Code of Honor. That's a.
I went well outside the box. Jonathan Ross.
Okay, well, what we've learned there is that with a single match, Joe goes through to the super match game.
I didn't know Jonathan.
I'm so glad I didn't go like for my second option.
Oh, yeah.
Funny that you've written it in small font as well.
You've been watching me again, Dan.
You say small font, it's perfect size of you, Warwick Davis. Moving on.
Right, now we're going through to the super match game. So, Joe, if you've not seen the super match game before, I'm going to reveal a legend for you in a moment. That will be a blank or blankety blank style answer. The panel will each give you an answer which you are not obliged to accept, just as inspiration, but you can choose any of theirs or simply select your own. And there are 3 answers on the card in front of me. One is worth 50 blanks, one is worth 100 blanks, and the other is worth 150 blanks. And if you should get the 150 blank answer, well, no, I'll tell you what. If you get the 50 blank answer, next time I see you, I'll buy you a drink. If you get the 100 blank answer, I'll send you this DVD of an evening with John Barrowman. But if you get the 150 blank answer, I won't send you the DVD of John Barrowman.
And he volunteers to babysit your children for any night of your choice.
And a bag of post-crete, which
You're closer, I think, Dan. Okay, right. So ready. Here comes the legend. Now, Joe, don't jump in. Wait till the panel have shown us what they think before you jump in. So
take our sage advice.
It's nice to be introduced as a legend. Go on.
Hang on. It'd probably be easier if I do this one on a piece of paper so you can see it.
32 minutes in, we've not yet got to Star Trek.
Okay. Here is the legend. Blank exclamation mark.
What? Show again.
Blank exclamation mark. There's a legend. Right. Do we all gentlemen have an answer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hang on. Do we all
Just
have
remember,
an answer?
this is a Star Trek related show.
Yes. Yes. It's a Star Trek thing. So, Sir Richard, what do you have for us?
Had to be.
Kaplam.
Kapla.
And it's the Batman version.
Kapla,
of it.
right. Okay. Dan? Fire at will. Carl.
God.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh,
Right, so Joe, you can have any one of those answers if you like, or one of your own. Let us know what you want.
Blankety blank, blankety blank, boom, boom, blankety blank.
Super match game.
Blankety blank. Oh, sorry. Super match game, super match game.
Look at all the fabulous prizes on offer.
Super match game, super match game, super match game, super
win
match
some
game.
concrete. Do.
Come on.
Have to have your answer
Quick
now,
one,
Joe.
go.
Can we have an answer?
James, you have to remember there's a delay between us speaking and them seeing us of about 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Day 7, and the lads are still waiting for Joe to put an answer.
Day 37 and Dan comes to the diary room.
Richard's in the diary room now.
Hello, Big Papa. Come on, Joe. Right.
She still
Is
hasn't
that
made
your
a
actual
decision.
answer then,
What's
Joe?
your
Have
answer
you-
then?
Have you guys ever been in a restaurant with your wife and asked her to order something from the menu? This
There we go.
Engage.
Engage.
Yes, right. Okay, so let's have a look at what I've got, and the answers are written out here, so there can be no cheating. Right. So for 50 blanks, get this cheese to sickbay. For 100 blanks,
You, Richard.
red alert. And for 150 blanks,
Hey!
Oh no, Joe went for engage. Oh no, Joe.
sorry, Joe, no prizes. No prizes. In fact, if you're unlucky, I will still send you the John Barrowman DVD.
Is it
Thank you
used
for playing.
or is it a
Thank you,
Virgin DVD?
Look at it. Just feast your eyes
Is
upon
it
it.
used? Has it still got the cellophane?
No, someone sent it to me second hand.
Second-hand Barrowman DVD. Oh joy!
Dear 395, and Joe remembers she needs Dan for every time she moves house. Right, moving on.
Right, let's go back to the stamp. Don't forget the stamp.
Yes, we had, I think,
Any
we had one
answers?
guess in there somewhere, didn't we?
Hard.
No, I reckon that's a Nemesis style uniform in there. So,
Well, Nadim thinks it was Shazad Latif from Discovery.
I think it's Enterprise.
well, didn't you digitize the stamp, Dan? So you probably do know.
No, Carl digitized.
No,
it.
I
Ooh.
digitized the stamp.
So,
All right. Well, what guesses have we got then? So Shazad Latif.
That's the only guess I've seen pop through.
Well, let's reveal it now.
That
Let's see if
heavy
he's right.
right there, doesn't it?
Let's take a peek.
Oh, it's David Warner.
It's Chancellor Gorkon.
It is.
He's a top fella, isn't he? Hey?
What a guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a really good fun. He was.
indeed. Right, let's move
Well, that's
on.
the end of Stampity Stamp Blankety Blank for this week.
Hooray! Stampity stamp, stampity stamp.
I've got some fantastic news this week. As any Star Trek fan will tell you, that the first ever taste of Star Trek we've ever had was the pilot episode of the original series, The Cage. And this week, the original cage from that episode has been found and it's up for auction at Christie's. I think we've got a screenshot of it here. If you can put it, yep, there it is. That's the cage from the episode, which is going up for auction this week. Fantastic. Whoever wins that's a very lucky bugger indeed. That's a piece of history right there.
That's not what you were bidding on eBay, was it, Dan?
No, no, it was not. Well, is that the end of is that the end of fake news?
A different cage.
That's it. That's the cage from The Cage, the first ever episode of Star Trek we ever had.
Wonderful. Right, so let's move our way on to actual real news. Real news being
Oh no! My goodness, it's real.
Just while Dan's finding the correct picture, Joe, did you really make the Melbourne cocktail? Having seen my reaction, did you actually go to all the trouble of boiling up honey and Chinese 5 spice? No, this is me. This is real news. That as a direct result of us having adopted blankety blank on Let's Talk Trek for all of 4 weeks, the BBC have actually recommissioned blankety blank, and it's coming back for a full series with Bradley Walsh, not with Sir Terry, of course, which is the optimal.
can't
version of
stand
Blankety
Bradley
Blank.
Walsh.
Look at him
Who's
there.
Bradley Walsh?
I have to tell you though, they did a Christmas special. It was on Christmas Day, and for my money, it was the funniest thing on TV all day. Yeah. It was the only thing on at Christmas.
Was that the one with the yellow reggae?
Bradley Walsh is the bloke who.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, but more importantly, then he went off and ruined Doctor Who.
He didn't ruin Doctor Who. He just participated in the ruining it.
No, if you're going to do blankety blank, you don't want to get Bradley Walsh to it. Do you know who'd be fantastic? Eddie Izzard. Get him to do it.
Actually,
By the way, the
Eddie
reason
is
we've got
referred to as she. So
the reason we've got these is I had Betfair and William Hill on the phone saying that as so much money is changing hands gambling on our episodes of Blankety Blank every Sunday that I have to write them down to prevent cheating.
Banzai.
Betting again. Right, cool. Well, let's do some actual more news.
BBC, obviously.
Any Star Trek news?
Yes, there is some Star Trek news.
Oh, this is an episode from 1992.
Well, before we get into the Star Trek news.
Oh no! Oh dear!
I did say that the present Mrs. Dillon had prepared a syrup of honey and 5 spice. Yeah, I perhaps should have specified that she boiled it up to achieve a syrup, but there you go. It should have looked like this.
Oops.
So the episode on the screen here is a beloved episode, I think, by all of us here. I don't think it's called Bloody Tapestry.
Maybe not by all, by the look of it. But...
This is a fantastic episode, and moments before this show went live, we were already commenting on the news that apparently John Delancey has wrapped his filming for the next 2 seasons of Picard, which means they must have shot. Is that right, Dan? Have I got that right?
He's currently filming 2 seasons worth of content for Picard.
Yeah. And
we wrapped it would suggest his role was quite small, wouldn't it?
Well, we're thinking perhaps because we're wondering how long that Picard can genuinely keep going, given Patrick Stewart's age. Let's be blunt. And it's such a great show, and we're enjoying it. And we wondered how is it that we can continue to enjoy Picard without Picard, and that's. We thought, well, perhaps we're still going to enjoy it with Picard, but perhaps this is a prelude to a younger version of Picard. Perhaps someone else is going to step in to play a younger version of Picard, and we're not going to see Patrick Stewart, but we're still going to have the character. Personally, I'd love to have Tom Hardy come back and do the role. James, you mentioned the X-Men actor, James McAvoy.
Yes.
I preferred Tom Hardy, but he could. So any other suggestions in the comments for a younger actor to play a younger version of Picard, be most welcome. I genuinely think that's where they're going to go.
Right.
I can play the Frenchman.
Said younger, James. Younger.
Nadine, why is Tapestry a con? We'd like to know that one. Let's go through some of the other hellos.
Where's Q wearing his bathrobe?
Lovely Linda's in. We know we have Linda most weeks. Linda, I believe, is in America. Who else is on board tonight? Tanya is on board. Alan's in.
What ho?
Alan's not watching Line of Duty. Ooh.
Right, so the question is, the prerequisite, I'm guessing, is we need someone to play Picard, so it needs to be somebody with an English accent and a bald head.
Ross Kemp.
Harry Hill.
Richard.
I'll be a good young Picard. I'm from the north, and I have French ancestry.
You're a bit short for a stormtrooper.
They can do all sorts with cameras. Have you seen the way that Saru minces about the place on his heels? They get me a pair of Cuban heels, I'll be fine.
You know, Tom Cruise is only actually this big, and it's all done with perspective.
I met Tom Cruise once. He's a nice chap, but I'm taller than Tom Cruise. There you go.
Right, okay. So, yeah, this is news that John Delancey is in the process of doing 2 seasons worth of stuff. He's also said that he is going to annoy Picard immensely throughout the 2 seasons. he enjoyed having humanity on trial, but maybe this time it is Picard on trial. So we'll see
what never ends.
Trial never ends, indeed. So we'll see what happens with that. Tapestry is one of my more favourite episodes. So
it's one of my. It's
a good one.
You know, I mean, I must have been 12 or 13 when I first watched Tapestry, and I have to admit, before I saw that episode, Star Trek for me was a dip in and out. It was a TV series, didn't have the substance you'd normally get from watching a good film. And I got into films quite at a young age. I really enjoyed and appreciated a good film. This for me was the episode that made me stand up and go, whoa, I need to go back and rewatch a lot of Star Trek. I think I've missed things because I'm a kid. That this is more than just a TV show. This has got a lot of substance. So this has got a very, very firm place in my heart, this particular episode.
I mean, talking of films, have you seen anything good recently? Anything the viewers should be watching? Well, we're going to digress.
Yeah, Kong vs. Godzilla was brilliant.
Absolutely.
How was Mortal Kombat?
Yeah,
I'll tell you what I watched last night that goes back 35 years. Clue with Tim Curry.
Oh, yes, with Tim
That's
Curry.
a great film. Not as good as I remember from the 80s,
No.
but Claire unfortunately fell asleep and missed all the good bit at the end.
Yeah,
yes,
that is a good film. I've not seen that for a long time. But
Yesterday, I watched the Jack Black special, School of Rock.
Oh, that's a good film.
There's
a new film out with Steve Guttenberg in called Original Gangster, where Steve Guttenberg plays a French gangster.
Hang on, can we have the trailer for the Steve Guttenberg update if we're going to talk about Steve Guttenberg?
We haven't done Steve Guttenberg for that long. We don't have the trailer anymore.
It's like he doesn't want to come on the show.
One day. Well, now that we're doing the Build It Enterprise series, we've got a long time to badger him again, haven't we?
Oh, how much does he charge for a cameo? Maybe we could do a crowdfunder for that.
165 quid.
If you want to get it for my birthday, he's got to say
everyone watching, both of you chip in. That's 80 quid each. We can get we can get Steve Guttenberg on.
Plus taxes.
Clue is a classic. Brilliant.
And it
brilliant
has a Star Trek connection as well, doesn't it, actually?
Well, Tim Curry has never been in Star Trek, but he was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Who has been in Star Trek, Carl?
Christopher Lloyd played Crew.
Oh, of course, yes, Christopher Lloyd.
Oh,
same year as Back to the Future that was made.
So something I was talking about with somebody the other day. Which TV show or movie? I do not know the actual answers though. So if people want to chip in, which TV show, series, or movie has the most Star Trek references throughout it? There's got to be one.
The film Unbelievable.
Probably The Big Bang Theory.
I thought it's either got to be Big Bang Theory or, something in that sort of nature. Family Guy, possibly.
Simpsons has a lot, and that's been going a lot longer than The Big Bang Theory. So I think it's going to be between The Simpsons and Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, Family Guy tends to go more towards Star Wars, doesn't it? Because they've done several Star Wars episodes.
Oh, I remember that Simpsons episode with Leonard Nimoy in the monorail one. That was brilliant. Absolutely. Monorail.
So let's have a look what the other options are. Big Bang Theory, it says Megan, Big Bang Theory or Galaxy Quest or Futurama. Futurama had that Star Trek.
Futurama, that has a lot. Again, I just think Simpsons has been going for so long. I think there's got to be,
Gilmore Girls had a lot of Star Trek references, apparently.
It's a bit unfair to compare a movie with a TV series, isn't it? Given that the TV series is going to have a lot more opportunities to reference something else in pop culture. Yeah, a lot of Cheers people went on to Star Trek, didn't they?
Yeah, because the CBS studios, they had Cheers and they had Frasier and they had all the Star Trek stuff. So you had a lot of crossover between the two during the golden era, which was lovely. When you rewatch them now and you go, oh, look, there's Nana Visitor. It's one of Niles' guests at his dinner party. It's fantastic. It's really good.
If only Patrick Stewart had been in Frasier.
He was, and it was one of the funniest episodes ever. It was brilliant. It was so good.
Well,
it's called The Doctor Is Out, and it's season 6, I believe, of Frasier. Definitely worth a watch.
So you're telling me you're gay, Jean-Luc? Right, moving on. Other Trek news.
Oh, is there more? Oh, look, it's someone from Discovery.
Michelle Yeoh.
Empress Georgiou.
The news here is that she has some news, but there is no news yet.
More or less, yes. Star Trek producers are going to be. There is still a future for Georgiou in the Star Trek universe, apparently, but she doesn't know where that is. All sort of talk of Section 31 has sort of fizzled out a bit. It hasn't officially been cancelled. It is still officially on the cards, but it's been stopped because of COVID.
Do you think maybe that's deliberate, actually? Do you think maybe they are keeping Section 31 really under wraps? Do you think this is a deliberate?
It's so under wraps. It's already been released, Richard. It's just so under wraps. Nobody knew.
No, we've got several new Star Trek series kind of coming up. Are they going to slide in some Easter eggs and keep it really low key, like Section 31? And
would be nice.
It's going to come out.
Maybe that's where the Trekkie girls are on hiatus. Maybe they're off busy filming Section 31.
Could be. Trekkie girls could be doing it. Yeah.
In fact, if you could, slightly embellish said conspiracy theory, because if Secret Hideout have effectively come out and said we are not putting any more than 5 Star Trek shows into production currently. So on that basis, Section 31 can't be having anything done with it. But like you say, it could be a very clandestine operation, and it'll just appear out of nowhere.
If I were to be a showrunner for Section 31, I'll be straight away right. I want this under wraps. I want this proper Black Ops. I want no one to know anything about it. I don't even want the actors to know they're in it. That's what I'd do.
So just like Discovery, then, yeah.
Ooh, burr.
I thought you were a fan of Discovery, Dan.
I am a fan of Discovery, but I just like to put that in because I know Richard isn't. Right.
I don't consider myself a fan, but I don't hate it. It's not Lower Decks.
A few Trek actors have been in Torchwood. John Delancey and Nana Visitor Name of You. And of course,
Nana Visitor Torchwood, was she? I've not seen Torchwood. James told me I shouldn't watch it.
We need a Trekkie Girls Let's Talk Trek crossover show soon. We'll get our people to talk to their people and see what happens. They won't start filming section. Right, that sounded really dismissive. It isn't. We really want to do it, but unfortunately, we all work such ridiculously silly schedules. It's very hard to sort of marry us all up. We have been trying over a while.
We asked them over for a hot tub party, and they wouldn't have it.
The trouble is, we keep sending Richard as an envoy, and it's probably not the best idea.
Apparently, they won't work with me unless I shave the beard off.
Oh dear!
You are no. We have actual people, Joe. We have a publicist. We actually do have a publicist person who works for us for a company, and we have a PR person who's using us to try and get us to go over to America. It's ridiculous.
We have runners, don't we? We have all these media students who want to get into TV, who run around and bring us coffee.
We've even, the BBC listen to us. They're resurrecting a series based on our show.
Basically, have you seen
popularity blew up, and
if you've seen the Tiger King, right?
There he is.
I told you it's a Snapchat filter. Stop it.
I'm here, Judge. I'm not a cat.
I will never financially recover.
Right, should we crack on with the rest of the features? Because we're going to run out of time.
Yes, I've been a little lazy this week. This is an old clip. I think it's 5 or 6 years old. It is a news item, and it concerns the US Navy launching what was then its most advanced new warship. I think it's a destroyer, actually. You have an address here from its new commanding officer. Roll VT.
The U.S. Navy's newest and most advanced warship, USS Zumwalt, was commissioned during a ceremony in Baltimore. Captain James Kirk assumed command of USS Zumwalt and had this to say about the next generation of Navy ships.
Ladies and gentlemen, Captain James Kirk, United States Navy, Commanding Officer, United States Ship Zumwalt.
Well, I know what you're all thinking, so let's just get it over with. Live long and prosper.
That's
that was
marvelous.
fun, wasn't it?
Absolutely marvelous.
Now I have a picture of the boat if you wish to see it.
It's a
Well
ship,
done,
man,
man.
not a boat.
Yes.
We said the US Navy, not the Kazakhstan Navy.
I don't know if my aunt used to work at, she was an assistant to a very, very high ranking officer around here in the army. And she told me once, many moons ago, that they had a Captain James Kirk in the army around here. And his middle name was Thomas as well.
Not Tiberius, then.
Ben helped
James
build.
Kirk, that was the funny thing.
Oh. Actually, you know, the first thing when I looked at that ship, one of my favourite films ever, is Maverick with Mel Gibson and James Garner.
Yes.
And whenever I see that a riverboat ship like that, I have a sudden urge to play poker. I really do.
What is the best movie based on a boat / ship?
Oh,
Obviously, apart from Star Trek 4, which, you know.
Under Siege. If you're not talking Star Trek, Under Siege is the best boat movie.
Yeah.
Or Jaws, debatably, you know, but Under Siege is all on a boat. So
We're going to need a bigger boat.
Oh, see, I was going to go with Raise the Titanic, which is so awful it's brilliant.
Oh, Poseidon Adventure.
Poseidon Adventure.
Yes.
Original, not the remake.
Actually, the remake's not bad, but the original is better. Yeah.
What about any adaptation of Three Men in a Boat by Jerome K. Jerome? All right, maybe not.
No, let's just see.
You're right, Richard. Maverick was a really good film, and I enjoyed it. I especially like the fact that it's poker playing in there as well. Love a good game of
Oh
poker.
yeah. I love me a game of poker. It's not gambling, but it's poker, and
Absolutely.
it's a fantastic film. And the fact that it had James Garner in it as well is just brilliant. It's lovely, really good.
Right, I think we've come to the end of the show.
No, we haven't.
Oh,
James
God.
and I got a song.
Oh, great. I await the copyright infringement.
Right, hang on.
So this is a song that I've written. I wrote this. Gonna tell me about like John. Say you got the blues, baby, yeah, like fun, oh baby. Ooh, hi, baby. Oh, baby, wanna have some fun tonight. When it's hard like a jam with a long time Sally, it's like Mary coming and it coming and yelling, baby. Ooh, hi, baby. Oh, baby, wanna have me some fun tonight. Well, long time Sally, she look real sweet. She got everything that a John needs, oh baby. Ooh, hi, baby. Ooh, hi, baby. Wanna have me some fun tonight. That's a song I wrote. It's called Long Tall Sally.
Richard, I have a few requests just coming in on my phone or text message. Can we hear the same song again in the style of Benjamin Sisko, please?
No, wait, I've got another song that I've written first of all.
Oh, God.
Right, one. Well, I babble, 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 oh, Judy, I'm Rudy, I'm Rudy, I'm Judy, I'm Rudy, I'm Judy, I'm Rudy, I'm Judy, I'm Rudy, I'm Judy. Well, I babble, 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 met a girl named Daisy, almost drive me crazy. Met a girl named Daisy, almost drive me crazy. Stop to the east, stop to the west, oh my Mustang girl says, Rudy Tootie, I'm Rudy, Rudy Tootie, I'm Rudy, Rudy Tootie, I'm Rudy. There we go. These are both songs that I've written. If you'd like to Google them, you'll see they're both written by Little Richard.
So can you do these in other styles?
So you would Benjamin Sisko sings "Long Tall Sally." Gonna tell Aunt Mary about Uncle John. He said he got the blues, but he had a lot of fun. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Gonna have me some fun tonight. Like that. It's almost like he's in the room.
And to finish us off tonight, as a special treat for James, do you know any folk songs?
I don't do folk. I don't do folk or rap. I only do music. Sorry.
Well, this has been an interesting show.
Different.
Yeah. Right. Thank you very much. Have a great week. Enjoy your bank holiday, everybody.
Ooh.
Oh, bank holiday to our American friends is when we don't go to work. Unless you can't.
A bit like thanks, where they're there for work anyway.
Are we getting Wish You Were Here? Okay. Good tune for that man.
Good night, everybody. Look after yourselves and each other.
Bye-bye.